Okay, so you've got your home all prepared. Now you've got some appointments and you're ready to show the house. Now there are two types of showings I'm going to talk about. There's the seller showing where you, the seller owner, shows it, and where a real estate agent shows it. Also, I need to talk about staging. The house needs to be restaged every day. When you leave that house, everything needs to be picked up, put back so it's clean and neat. As a matter of fact, give everybody in the house an assignment, a particular room. Now, if you're showing people that you don't know, you of course are going to have to accompany them through the house for security purposes. Don't let them break up. Also, try not to be tempted to try and sell them the house. If you've done your job properly, remember the house is going to sell itself. You're a facilitator and you can ask them questions and they can ask you questions. Now the next is if you have a real estate agent show your house. Now you really should cooperate them. Most of them are probably going to ask you for a 3% commission. My advice is take it if they can sell your house. Now if a realtor shows the house, the people he's bringing in, he's called them into the office, he's qualified them, he's talked to a mortgage broker, he knows they're qualified for a mortgage. So these people have been a little bit pre-screened. It might be a good idea to introduce the salesperson and the people to the house and then make some excuse to leave. Let the salesman show the house himself. He wants to sell it. If he doesn't sell it, he doesn't get paid. My first training session over 20 years ago, before we had any lock boxes or anything, was to basically make some excuse, leave the house, and let that particular salesman show his people and get honest opinions that they would not give him in front of you. So you may also want to even try what's called the lockbox, and this is have you have a trouble with availability. One of the things I tell all my sellers is not to try and limit the availability of the house. In other words, I want it in show condition at all times and ready to be shown at all times. Now, there may be times that are inconvenient to show it, but what if somebody called you and said, hey, I've got a bag full of money, a couple $100,000, and I'd like to give it to you. Would you say, not too convenient today, why don't you drop by tomorrow? So, having it available all times is certainly going to be inconvenient for you, but you will sell the house faster and you will sell it for more money, because the one cardinal sin is to lose showings. You never want to lose a showing. Okay, now there are two types of devices. They're both lock boxes, different types that help you show the home. One of them, if you're a seller, you can purchase one at your local hardware store probably, and you put it on the house, put a code, and if you can't be there and a salesman wants to show it, my advice would be to let him show. You do not need to be present. If this is a responsible real estate agent, and you can call the broker and find out if he is in fact a valid licensed real estate broker, and you can let him show it himself. Now when I do a house, I put what's called electronic lock boxes on it. Serves two purposes. Number one, security. The keys stay in that lock box with the house, not in the broker's office for anybody to sign out and lose it or take it, nobody knows where it is. Secondly, real estate agents access it electronically. So a real estate can ask me to show a house. David, I'd like to see the house tomorrow at 1 p.m. I usually say fine. Go show it. Would you like to have me present? They always say no. If someone says yes, it's probably a brand new agent, because most real estate agents, including me, would rather show the house without the listing broker being there, so I can have an honest opinion from my buyers right in the house. The best time to sell them that house, the best time to ask them, do you want to make an offer, is right there in the house. It sounds a little scary to do, but what I ask people is, would you like me to sell your house in the shortest amount of time for the most amount of money? Lock boxes sell faster because you get more showings. You don't have to put off showings because I can't be there. So that's one thing to consider. Lock boxes, let the real estate agent show the house. The more available the house it is, the sooner it will sell.